This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn & Company, Alexandria, Minnesota, with their closing grain and livestock comments for December 23rd, 2015. Corn market today down 3/4 cent, closing at $3.65 on the March. Beans down 4 3/4 cent, $8.80 3/4 on a close off the March. Minneapolis wheat down 1 cent, $4.96 3/4 on the March. Feeder cattle on the day up $4.50, live cattle up $3, and hogs up $2. Looking at the market movement and news today, in the grains, we had basically a dollar index that didn't provide too much direction, up a little bit. And when you look to the corn market, we're struggling a bit due to Argentina being active in the market, trading on the lower end of price counts. We look for support to remain here between this 360 and 363 area, resistance up around that 378 to 382, and can look for a continued range out of that corn market as we work ahead. On the bean side of things, little rain in Mato Grosso versus expectations, so that little bit of increase in rain kind of kept a little pressure around beans here the last 2 days. We've got a half a day left tomorrow, and then the Christmas holiday obviously on Friday. When you look to the wheat market here, more of a choppy tone. We're kind of putting in some new lows in the wheat market, and we're really lacking any major news due to El Nino. That was kind of the story that could potentially get wheat going, and we're lacking that availability right now of any bullish news. So overall, we've got a grain market that continues to trade within the range here. I think that's somewhat respectable. Look for beans to find support around this 870 mark, and the wheat market here should be near support. Upside counts remain at $9 out of the soybeans, and in the wheat market right around that 535, 540 area off the Minneapolis wheat. We just expect that to be the continued range here until we get that January 12th report. Look for more direction out of there. In regards to the meat markets here, we've got some trade bids, asking price. We've got a little bit of trade, 196 dressed up to 198 now forecasted. Asking prices really around that 200 mark, so we'll see if we can't get there as we close out this week. Live base looking at more of a 124 base trade here, Iowa, Nebraska. Hog and pig report out this afternoon. All hogs 101% versus 102 expected. Kept for breeding 101% versus 101 expected. Marketing's at 101 versus 102 expected. And looking at farrowings for September through November, 94% versus 98% expected. So the hog and pig report a little bullish. Look for this market to get maybe $2, $3 above resistance points, and then look to the hogs to run into a bit more problem here as we work ahead due to the high slaughter numbers that we're enduring right now. If we can see those slaughter numbers back off, we look for maybe a little more upside. But very important to kind of keep marketing perspectives for summer in line here on anywhere from a $3 to $4 move higher from where we're at right now. As for the live cattle market, really looking at a tone here that is somewhat subdued. You know, we've talked about these upside price counts. We'd look for that to slow. But, you know, again, the attitude, despite being somewhat on edge here, we do look for volatility. And when we talk subdued, that means don't expect this market just to continue to keep going up. We look for resistance to set in here within the next $3 to $5, and live cattle look to be marketers in that vicinity. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn & Company, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is a solicitation.